So, they seem to have gotten off to a good start and everything. It's going to be a very interesting race, but I'll be honest with you. Okay, my opinion, I really wish Patterson would serve another term. I wish that scandal hadn't made him drop out.
Well, it seemed that they wanted him out of the race, and maybe that was by design. Maybe they did not want a black governor of New York State and a black president. And in Buffalo, we have a black mayor. We have a black mayor, a black governor, and a black president. I think you've got a lot of people feeling uneasy.
Yeah, maybe so. In my opinion, two out of three of those guys are black. I'm not sure if we got a black mayor. We got a mayor that looks black. Okay. I haven't been too thrilled with this guy in a while. Byron Brown, I don't know. But look what he's doing with Carla Thomas. Byron Brown has much to be desired. I'm sorry.
You don't feel that he is properly represented?
No.
The blacks?
No. We're like the invisible population of him. A lot of times.
Okay. What do you think in this election? Does the Freedom Party make a difference? Will there be enough
the Freedom Party
that were willing to cross the lines of normalcy? Because the Democratic Party, we're their base. They depend on us. Will enough of us cross the line and pull the lever for the Freedom Party candidates?
I would like to say yes. But not this year. This is just the first year. Okay? And the Freedom Party is fighting for attention.
What percentage of the black vote do you think they need to get in their first year? 10%? 20%?
At least 20 to 30%.
Black and Latino vote.
Yeah. I think that's possible. But they need that to get their presence felt. People say, hey.
But don't you think we're going to get
the
Jesse Jackson syndrome from 1984 will reemerge itself? Remember, many of our most prominent blacks refused, though they said they loved Jesse Jackson and they agree with his message. But they said the election was too important in 1984 to cross lines and vote for Jesse instead of Walter Fritz Mondale, who got stopped anyway.
Yeah.
During that election season.
You know what? Jesse would have won either in 84 or 88, probably in 88 especially, if he didn't make that mistake in 84, the Hymietown statement, regarding New York City. That's what I didn't see a whole lot of black people. It was a risk, voting for Jesse, but I think Jesse would have made a pretty interesting president.
Yes.
I think he would have been pretty good, but the thing is, Jesse got him. It's the one thing that tainted Jesse, and it seems like
it's followed him forever.
It's followed him forever, and now
there's nothing tainting Charles Barron and Eva Doyle. What's going to be the problem, Chris?
Charles Barron and Eva Doyle are only known. Eva is only known to blacks in Buffalo. Charles Barron is only known to blacks in New York. Okay, and they are not. They're pretty sound-minded people. They're not crazy people. They're not crazy acting people. So therefore, to a lot of people, they might be unexciting. But they come with a very pro-black perspective. But here's the thing: pro-black perspective is not really popular.
Well, why can't blacks vote for someone with a pro-black perspective? Or you would rather vote for Andrew Cuomo, who's not going to represent
a lot of
any
blacks
of your
would.
needs,
A lot of blacks would.
Or Carol Palladino, like Thurman Thomas, who says he's a good guy.
Something? I'm not even meant to get into Thurman because that little buttered-fingered, bumbling, is fumbling again as far as I'm concerned politically. Thurman is obviously maybe his what do you call it? His money.
You say anything.
Sure. But his deferred payments are probably drying up.
No, he's got a pension for life. He's got a very good pension.
Okay, all right.
That's not the issue with me. My issue is here you have two candidates candidates that obviously will represent your constituency, your needs as a community and as a people, but you would walk into the voting booth and give your vote to someone that will not, that's a sick group of people.
Yeah. But look, it's not sick. It's not instant.
Sure, it's sickness.
It's not instant sickness.
No, it's not instant. This is a long-term sickness that needs to be healed. Why can't you? Here you got a Freedom Party that is based on the philosophy of Fannie Lou Hamer and the Freedom Party of Mississippi.
That's right.
You bring it to New York City, and you institute its values, its stances on black issues. Yeah. These are people that are going to stand and defend for your issues, but you would walk into a voting booth and vote for someone, but I need to vote for somebody else that doesn't? There's something wrong there.
Oh, yeah, it is.
There's something wrong there.
But it's a collective brain damage that has been in progress for decades.
Let me ask you this. Why? I understand it's a sickness. We know that.
Yeah.
We've identified it as an illness.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it that we're the only group of people with this illness? You cannot go in the Jewish community and put a candidate before them that is not for their issues, that goes against their issues.
They're not.
You're not going to go to any other community and do that. But our community will cross those lines.
Because we allow people to do this.
Yes. We're the only people that do that.
We're the only people that do that. We allow preachers in our churches to make derogatory statements about us right there in our church and feed them fried chicken afterwards. Okay.
Something is wrong.
You can't do that in any other church. You can't do that in the Polish churches, Jewish churches, Italian churches, whatever. You can't do that.
When the Freedom Party earned their lines, and has presented their program, with me, that's where I'm at. It's not a question. I don't know. What do I care if they win or not? If we as a people unite behind them and say, this is where our votes are, and this is where the negotiating for us begins, that's where you win.
Yeah.
If you go in that voting booth, take your vote and put it behind a candidate that's going to say, we all won. Hey, we haven't won yet. And you know what I'm talking about.
Sure, yeah.
I've heard that before, and I've been kicked out of jobs.
And here, you know why? Here's the thing. Every time they fear us coming with the black agenda, they always put out somebody and say, we all win. Okay? It's not all, it's minorities. It's not about black, it's minorities. And guess what? Guess what happens to black? Black is put at the bottom.
We get nothing.
We get nothing. And we fall for this all the time.
You're moving towards becoming a permanent underclass.
Yeah.
We have to do something strategic to prevent the onslaught of permanent underclass.
Right.
Dr. Claude Anderson talks about this with Powernomics, that we are moving towards the point of being a permanent underclass. If we do not do something strategic to prevent this, we will permanently continue to suffer. Only in our community that you have a church on every corner, that drugs are running rampant, that you turn on your television, that there's a shooting every night. Only in our community.
And understand, only our community spends $800 billion a year.
On what?
Material stuff.
Material stuff.
Electronic goods, greasy foods, entertainment.
We will have programs that lead to nothing. Where other communities have programs that help build up their community.
That's right.
So when I see the Freedom Party, I see a philosophy of change.
Yeah.
And whatever candidate they have there, I'm voting for.
Yeah.
I'm just going Freedom Party. When I run out of Freedom Party, then I'll make decisions on other people that fit the best interests of my constituency and community.
I go along.
That's what we have to do. You think we can do that?
I think so. You know, my blog.
I want your feeling on some of these candidates first, because we're running out of time.
Okay.
I'm going to put out some names.
All right.
Jimmy McMillan.
Like I said before, articulate, soundbite. Don't know much about him.
Good sound bites.
Good sound bites.
Nice outfit.
Nice outfit.
What's the gloves for? Why do you wear gloves? Is he Michael Jackson?
No, I think he's a kung fu or karate expert.
Well, what's he got gloves on for?
You know. I guess he just does.
People wondered why Michael Jackson wore one glove. We're wondering why.
Well, that was that. But Michael was a gimmick. It was a prop.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? You know, makes you
Why do you have
makes you a little bit
gloves
more mysterious. Jimmy McMillan, his hands are lethal weapons.
They're lethal. So you wear gloves.
Yeah, wear gloves.
Oh, whatever. Okay. Carl Palladino.
A flake.
Loose cannon.
Loose cannon. A nutcase.
Oh,
I said on Policy and Prejudice last week, if anybody voting for him, it's possible you
they're
might
out of
get
their
him.
minds. He has funded more. If you look where his money flows, as far as politics, it's always against black candidates.
Yes.
He's given very little. Him and James Pitts hated each other for years.
Mm-hmm.
He did whatever he could to get James Pitts out of office.
Yeah.
This is Carl Palladino. It's like a mercy mission.
Yeah.
Wherever there's been a black representation, he's been against it. I would not vote for him.
Palladino is not a politician.
No, he's a businessman.
He's a businessman. So he should. Okay, yeah, he's able to pay for some of his air. You remember that for years and years he paid for his own airtime on radio. He'd just say hello, hello, and insult somebody and complain and do his little rant and rave. That's fine. We forget that sooner or later people like this will tell themselves, hey, I should be a leader or a politician. I should run for office. Yeah. Those are not ingredients necessarily of somebody who needs to be in that seat.
We've gotten this from Chris Collins.
Yeah.
He's run the county like a business, but the county is a service government entity. And he's running it like a business.
Palladino's different. Palladino may be the first ever Tea Party guy before there was a Tea Party. Okay? I mean, we've known Palladino since way back. Since
he's been angry for years.
Yeah, been angry for years, and he's made off-the-cuff statements. What you don't want to do is give people like Palladino and Christine O'Donnell airtime, and you don't want them to win their election so that they can enforce some of their dumb opinions.
Dumb segregationists?
That segregationists, they're going to sit there and try to legislate some of their stupid opinions, and they can get Senate or Congress people or whatever to listen to them.
All right, let's keep moving. Andrew Cuomo.
I expect it's pretty much the same thing we got from
Mario.
From Mario, yeah. You know,
not much.
No. When I look behind Andrew Cuomo, I look at his the Lieutenant Governor Robert Duffy
from Rochester.
From Rochester. I remember Duffy as police chief. Okay, and a lot of police shootings and incidents took place under Duffy's administration, and Duffy just went along with the rest of the cop unions.
Right.
You know, he's just a typical cover-up cop.
Okay, Charles Barron.
Charles Barron, like yourself, I voted for Barron in the absentee ballot. I think Barron is for us. This does not mean that Barron's not going to be for whites or Hispanic. Barron's not an idiot.
Most blacks are for fairness and opportunity.
Right.
Everyone deserves fairness and opportunity.
Right.
And I'm going to make sure that just because if I'm right or if I'm wrong, let me know. But the black agenda is mostly fairness and opportunity. I want the same fairness that you afford others, and I want the same opportunity that you've afforded others.
Right.
And with that, you have a black agenda, but that doesn't mean every other group of people doesn't get fairness and opportunity.
Right, but that's how they.
All we're saying is we want everybody to have the same fairness.
Right, right. That's all. That's all that is. So that's a very good ticket. You know, him, Doyle Jimenez, you get pretty stable people.
And even Doyle is an educator.
Yes.
And you know that education is one of the great tools of improving our community.
Yeah.
And if she's elected, I'm quite sure we're going to see more
more
money put into the educational system.
We have to. You know, you check my blog, you see Gloria Doolin. She's got an article regarding a school in Bed-Stuy. Okay? And it's called Frederick Douglass School. It's a charter school, but they're being grossly underfunded.
Right.
And those kids can't read. And which I consider an insult since you know Douglass's legacy as far as reading. He had to hustle to read when he was a youth. He had to, he was a slave.
So the network, we're Freedom Party people.
Freedom Party.
At the network. So it's time to vote. It's election season. Get out and vote. We're for the Freedom Party here. We'll see you next week right here on the network. Freedom Party for all.
Freedom Party.